What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to the accuracy drill for Call of Duty World War II. This is something I do every year on my channel. A lot of people really enjoy this. This drill is designed for people that just want to warm up before a gaming session. They want to warm their aim up, make sure they're on point before they hop into a public match. And it's also for those people that want to improve their aim overall over time. Of course, just playing the game regularly will help your aim improve over time as long as you're focusing on that, but this drill is designed to completely accelerate that process, and it's worked quite well for me in the past. So just like with the previous years, first up I'll explain how to set everything up in a custom match, and then later on I'll explain why we do what we do and how this drill actually works, and also a couple modifications you can make if you would like. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is head over to a custom match. We're going to be creating a custom match against bots, and these bots are going to act as targets for us. For our mode, we want to have free-for-all. So we're going to select the free-for-all mode, go down to our game rules, time limit and score limit, make it whatever you'd like. I like to just go unlimited with both of these, and then just do this for as long as I feel like doing it for, and then I can just end it when I want. But if you just have like 10 minutes to spare, set that to 10 minutes, and there you go. General settings, we're going to be keeping generally the same. Minimap, I would like to have constant, but this setting isn't currently working in CoD World War II. I don't know why. Hopefully they fix it in the future, but it would be nice to have a constant minimap so you can see where those enemies are coming from, because like I said, they're just acting as targets. It doesn't matter if they're popping up on the minimap. If anything, it's going to help so you can locate your targets faster. Spawn settings remain exactly the same. Health. This is very important. We want to set our health to 150. If you wanted to, you can go up to 200 as well, but 150 is what we're going to be talking about today, and this is what it's designed around. Our health regeneration, we're actually going to set to fast because we're going to be killing enemies really quickly anyways, and if we get hurt a little bit, we want to be able to replenish our health so that we can keep our rhythm going and not get ourselves killed. All of the rest of these will remain exactly the same. Moving on to lobby options, you'll want to make sure join in progress is not allowed, just in case you have some friends that want to come mess with you and you don't want that to happen to break your rhythm. For bots, we're actually going to be setting these to recruit. Now, it's the same as the previous years, but I always need to explain this. The reason we use recruit bots and not a higher difficulty is the bots are simply targets to shoot at. A great analogy is for like a sports drill. If you're doing a drill in sports, these are kind of like the pylons in those drills. They're not meant to be a tough competition to be against. They're just something for you to practice on. So we set them at recruit, and this is where you actually set your difficulty setting, is the number of bots, because you will still get overwhelmed even by recruit bots. For me, I found a good number for this particular map that we're going to be setting it up on, which is London Docks, is going to be 12 to 13 bots. But for some people, that will be a little bit too overwhelming, and you might want to bump it down to something like 9 or 10. Or for other people, it might be way too easy, and there's not enough bots for you to shoot at any given time, and you might want to bump it up as far as you want. Like I said, this is where you select your difficulty, not your bot difficulty. So we're going to set that one at 13 for the purposes of this drill. Like I said, we're going to be using London Docks. Now, if you wanted to on your own, you could mess around with a few other maps. If you want to mess around with some longer range fights, then Gustav Cannon might be a good choice. But generally, London Docks is going to be the best, and I'm going to explain why once we get into the drill. So now that we have all that set up, make sure you save these settings for future use. I've got mine saved as just aim drill here, and you should do the same. That way, if you ever want to do this when you hop on for a warm-up, it's all set up for you. You don't have to do that every single time. The next most important thing here is going to be the class setup that you're using. We are using the STG for a very specific reason with quick draw and extended mags. I also threw advanced rifling and grip on there just because I had extra attachments. But the most important here are quick draw, assuming you use quick draw in normal games, which I would recommend. And extended mags is definitely a must-have for the purposes of this drill. And this is one of the reasons we use the STG. It's an assault rifle that has the best magazine capacity, or a very good magazine capacity for World War II. And extended mags increases that further because we want to be able to get a rhythm going, and you don't want to be constantly interrupted by reloads. I'm using the infantry division just because that's what I would normally use in game, and also using primed as our basic training skill so we can focus on our aim without having to worry so much about the flinch. For a secondary, you can throw on whatever you want. I just threw a machine pistol on there. And with this, I can save myself a couple times if I completely run out of ammo, don't have time for a reload. I can quickly swap to this, get the kill that I need so that I can continue my rhythm and get my STG reloaded. So that's the setup for the drill. Let's hop into it and we'll start explaining what to do and why we do what we do. So once the game boots up on London Docks, what you want to do is get towards the middle of the map, and this is your area that you just lock down. You want to be keeping your head on a swivel and just killing everything in your path. Everything you possibly can. Get as many kills as fast as possible, but Speed isn't first. Accuracy always comes first. If you notice you're missing shots, even just a couple shots here and there, slow down a little bit, focus on your aim. This is why we use recruit bots. It allows you to slow down and make corrections when you start screwing things up. If in practice you're going to be missing a bunch of shots and you're going to be repeating that over and over and over again, that's going to carry over into regular matches, so you want to make sure accuracy comes first. The goal with this, just like with any drill in sports, is to do the drill right and practice it right, and then just get into a rhythm and keep repeating it over and over and over again until it's locked into your muscle memory. If you aren't doing it right, you're going to be practicing bad habits, and this isn't good. So accuracy always comes first. Even if it just means you have to slow down for a second, take a breather, and then get back into the fight. With the 150% health setting that we set it at for this particular drill, you should be able to comfortably get 5 to 6 kills per magazine with the STG with extended mags. If you're getting less than 5 kills per magazine, slow down, focus on your accuracy, something is wrong at that point. If you are getting that 5 to 6 kills per magazine, try to pick up the pace a little bit. Try to really snap on a target as fast as possible, and you want to get into that rhythm of snapping on a target quickly and staying on target. And the drill is really as simple as that. Generally, you want to hang out in this middle map area. If you wanted to move around a map a little bit more, feel free to do so. I just find with this middle map area, there are plenty of targets to always be shooting at. It allows you to keep your head on a swivel, so you're constantly keeping yourself guessing on where you have to shoot next, and that trains your brain to be able to quickly turn and snap onto your target. Now, one other thing that you can do if you choose, personally I don't do this, but a lot of people really like doing this and it works for them, is disable your aim assist when you're doing this drill, and then turn it back on when you get into regular public matches. For a lot of people, they find that when you train without aim assist and then you go and you finally add aim assist, your aim will be godlike. For me personally, I like practicing with the same tools that I play with, so I always leave the aim assist on even when I'm practicing, so I get a feel for how that works and how to take advantage of that in practice, and then that transfers over to full games. But I know for a lot of people, they love disabling their aim assist and then doing the drill. So just to answer a couple questions that I anticipate, because I get the same ones every year, why do we set the health at 150? Why don't we just have normal health, or why don't we have lower health? The reason we want to set the health a little bit higher is this trains your brain to be able to hit multiple consecutive shots without missing any. If you can consistently hit 5 to 6 shots in a row every single time, just picture when you go back over to an online environment with regular health settings, now you only have to land 4 shots. It's going to be so much easier to land those 4 shots in a row because you're used to staying on target for much longer. This is why, if you'd like to take it one step further, you could bump this all the way up to 200 health, but you will have to adjust the bots accordingly, and also you'll have to count the number of kills per magazine a little bit differently, because it's obvious you're going to get less kills per magazine on average. This is why I tend to stick to 150 health. I think it's a nice balance between taking more shots than normal to kill, while also still allowing you to keep up a good pace and rhythm against multiple bots. Now, another thing you might be wondering is why the STG specifically? Now, I already explained a little bit about magazine capacity. That's one of the biggest reasons with the assault rifles. We want something that can give you a decent magazine capacity so you don't have to constantly reload and break up your rhythm. But another really important factor with the STG is it's got very manageable recoil. This drill isn't so much designed for recoil control, it's designed for you and your personal aim. So therefore, if we try to eliminate the recoil from the picture here, or at least reduce recoil from the picture here, it's now all on you. If you miss a shot, you can't just blame it on some weird recoil that happened. With the STG, it's quite accurate, and if you miss a shot, that's because you're missing a shot and you need to correct for that. Also, one last thing with the STG, it's got a very consistent damage profile, and that's another reason we choose this. Now, just to take this to another level, if you'd like to practice a bit more at longer ranges, you can also use Gustav Cannon for this, although I would probably bump up the number of bots because it is a larger map, and you still want to be able to find those bots relatively effectively. But on Gustav Cannon, plant yourself in the middle of one of the fields and do the same sort of thing. Keep your head on a swivel and try to pick those enemies off. You're going to get a lot more longer range engagements, and that's going to help train your aim at those longer ranges. Now, before we wrap this up, anytime I'm talking about accuracy in a video, I've just got to mention Kontrol Freeks. Kontrol Freeks are one of my partners. I've been using their products for like 8+ years now. And basically what they are, just in case you don't know, they're a little attachment you clip onto your thumbstick. You can always pull them off if you want. But with them, what they do is they increase the length of your thumbstick, and they give you a different grip with your thumbstick. And with this, it increases your range of motion and allows you to make fine adjustments to your aim a lot easier. I never play without these things. I absolutely love them, and I swear by them, which is why I love working with this company. Right now, they've got the official Call of Duty World War II thumbsticks available with the Infantry Division logo on those. If you guys are interested in picking up some Kontrol Freeks, I will leave a link down below, and use my code, which is exclusive, for 10% off your entire order. So there we have it. That's going to wrap it up for my aiming drill today. Keep in mind, I will have a sensitivity video coming out in the somewhat near future, where I'll discuss different sensitivities and how to find the right sensitivity for you. But I hope this one gets you on the right track as far as improving your aim, as well as warming up before a gaming session. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.